Some people are incredibly intelligent. They read the books, they understand the logic, and they have all the facts. Yet they keep losing. They lose arguments, they lose relationships, and they lose opportunities that should have been theirs by right of merit. Then there are others. They are not the smartest people in the room. They didn't have the highest grades, but people listen to them. People trust them. People follow them. The difference is not IQ. The difference is emotional intelligence, a concept so misunderstood that most people dismiss it as being nice. And if you don't understand this fundamental truth, your own intelligence will eventually work against you. It will become the very cage that traps you in your own head, a prison of logic in a world governed by feeling. Most people think emotions are weaknesses or distractions, but psychology proves the opposite. Emotions are data. They are high-speed biological signals that bypass the slow, clunky processing of the rational mind. People who can read this emotional data are the ones who control the outcomes of every interaction, from the boardroom to the bedroom. Daniel Goleman, the man who popularized emotional intelligence, explains that your success in life depends far more on how you manage your internal state than how much information you store in your memory. You don't fail in life because you're wrong. You fail because you reacted. If you've ever regretted a reaction or a text sent in anger, hit that like button right now to signal that you're ready to master your own mind and stop being a slave to your impulses. To truly understand the human mind, we have to look at the biological leaks. Joe Navarro, a former FBI counterintelligence agent, argues that the most honest part of the human body isn't the face, it's the feet. Evolutionarily, our feet react to threats long before our conscious mind can mask them. If someone's feet are pointed toward the exit while they're talking to you, their brain has already left the building. This is the first rule of mind reading. Stop listening to what people say and start watching what their biology does. Words are a conscious choice. Body language is a subconscious reflex. Human beings do not respond to facts first. We are biological machines, driven by ancient instincts. Long before someone hears your words, their brain, specifically the amygdala, is asking 3 questions. Is this person safe? Is this person stable? Are they attacking me or understanding me? This process happens in milliseconds before the logical brain even wakes up. This is exactly why emotional people often win arguments against logical ones. It's not because they have better facts, it's because they have successfully controlled the emotional frame of the room. When you trigger someone, their logic shuts down and their defenses go up. In the world of dark psychology, having low emotional intelligence means you are constantly being hijacked. You speak the moment you are triggered. You defend yourself instantly because your ego feels threatened. And the biggest mistake of all is that you over-explain. Over-explaining is a psychological leak. It signals to everyone around you that you are insecure and that you are seeking their approval. If you want to stop leaking power and start commanding respect, make sure you are subscribed to this channel because we go deeper than the surface level. High emotional intelligence looks boring from the outside, but it is lethal on the inside. It is a calm voice, a delayed response, and measured words. When you refuse to react, the other person's subconscious mind begins to feel the pressure. They feel that you are in control of yourself, which makes them feel that you are in control of them. Most people try to win the moment, but emotionally intelligent people play for the outcome. They don't need to prove they are right. They only need to steer the situation to their desired destination. This leads us to the concept of the shadow self, a term coined by Carl Jung. Your shadow is everything about yourself that you have suppressed: your anger, your greed, your desire for power. People with low emotional intelligence are terrified of their shadow. They let it slip out in passive-aggressive comments or sudden outbursts. But the master of influence has integrated their shadow. They know their capacity for darkness, and because they are aware of it, they can control it. They don't react out of fear because they have already faced their own demons. The legendary psychiatrist Carl Jung once said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Most people are not living their lives. They are just reacting to their triggers like puppets on a string. They are unaware of the priming that happens in their environment. In psychology, priming is when an individual's exposure to a certain stimulus influences their response to a subsequent stimulus without any conscious awareness of the connection. For example, if you are in a room with a warm cup of coffee, you are statistically more likely to perceive a stranger as having a warm personality. The master of influence uses these environmental cues to set the stage before a single word is even spoken. Let's talk about the halo effect. This is a cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character. If you present yourself with high status and confidence, people's brains automatically fill in the blanks, assuming you are also intelligent and trustworthy. It's a shortcut the brain takes to save energy, a vulnerability that allows you to control the initial perception and set the stage for further influence. This isn't just about looking good, it's about crafting an image that bypasses critical thinking. Now, consider the power of mirroring. Chris Voss, a lead international hostage negotiator for the FBI, suggests that by repeating the last 3 words of what someone just said, you trigger a matching response in their brain. This isn't just imitation, it's an emotional hack that makes the other person feel safe and understood, causing them to reveal their true intentions. It creates an almost hypnotic rapport, subtly disarming their defenses. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt someone was too similar to you. You might have been mirrored without even knowing it. We also have to address the Ben Franklin effect. This is a psychological phenomenon, where a person who has already performed a favor for another is more likely to do another favor for the other than if they had received a favor from that person. By asking for a small, insignificant favor, you actually make the other person like you more because their brain has to justify why they helped you. I must like this person, otherwise, why would I be doing this for them? This is how you build loyalty through subtle psychological manipulation. In our relationships, most conflicts are never actually about the issue at hand. They are about emotional mismanagement. They are about tone, timing, and ego. When someone feels unheard, your logic becomes completely irrelevant to them. Emotionally intelligent people know they must validate the emotion before they can address the problem. You have to lower the threat level of the room before the gates of logic will open. This is called tactical empathy. It isn't about agreeing with the other person. It's about acknowledging their reality so they stop fighting you. To build the muscle of emotional intelligence, you must implement the 3-second delay. You must name the emotion silently to kill its power over you. Naming an emotion, a process called affect labeling, actually reduces the activity in the amygdala. When you say "I'm feeling angry," you move the processing of that emotion from the limbic system to the prefrontal cortex. You move from being the emotion to observing the emotion. Emotionally intelligent people are not cold, they are clear. They feel deeply, but they do not let their emotions drive the car. They keep them in the passenger seat. They understand the scarcity principle, that people value things more when they perceive them as being in short supply. They don't overshare their time, their energy, or their secrets. They maintain an air of mystery, which creates a nadir, gravitational pull. Finally, we must understand the law of least effort. In any interaction, the person who is the least invested in the specific outcome has the most power. When you are desperate for a yes, you radiate a frequency of neediness that triggers a no in the other person. But when you are emotionally regulated and detached from the result, you become magnetic. You are no longer a hunter, you are the prize. Mind reading isn't about crystal balls, it's about observing what others choose to ignore. Influence isn't about benevolent persuasion. It's about understanding the deep-seated evolutionary needs, fears, and vulnerabilities of the human animal. Use these tools wisely, use them ethically, and you will find that the world starts opening doors you didn't even know existed. But understand that these same tools can be used against you. Knowledge is your best defense. Share this video with someone who reacts too fast, and stay tuned to this channel to keep your edge.